Rash, the representative of the IUC, scuttled towards the Terran embassy gates, his anger palpable. Unaware that a human guardsman had moved to intercept him, he subconsciously tried to maneuver around the primate. Sir, if you wish to enter the embassy, you must provide a diplomatic passport, journalistic passport, or have an appointment with one of the stationed diplomats of the Council of Terror. The Terran barked at the towering centipede centaur. Infuriated, Rash turned to face the primate with venom in his voice. I would have loved to make an appointment, but your leaders chose to leave me on hold for the past 6 weeks. I am owed some answers. With each word, the massive arthropod punctuated his point by poking the guardsman. However, Rash quickly realized the folly of his actions, as he became uncomfortably aware that both humans were heavily armed. Raising his left paw slowly, the first guard de-escalated the situation, as his compatriot returned to his post. Sir, while I understand your frustration, I would advise against touching armed personnel. It's not advisable. The second human spoke, in a sickeningly sweet tone that didn't come naturally. Rash chuckled, condescendingly, his multiple legs clicking as he did. Your species' reluctance to comply with the standard integration process is truly perplexing. Our methods have worked for countless civilizations, yet here I am dealing with a species that insists on clinging to their quaint notions of autonomy. The human guardsman, undeterred, shot back. Your standard methods seem a bit outdated. We've reached the stars, terraformed planets, and built civilizations far beyond your collective's understanding. Maybe it's time the IUC catches up to our standards. Rash, smirking, replied, Oh, I find your standards amusing. You act as if your achievements in dead space are the pinnacle of advancement. Perhaps embracing the IUC's guidance will spare you from such primitive endeavors. The tension hung thick in the air as both parties stood their ground, each unwilling to yield to the other's perspective. Just then, the second guard chimed in, their tone less sweet. Very well then, good sir. Please enlighten this primitive primate. How many dead worlds has the IUC terraformed? Last I checked, the number is still 0. What about making headway in FTL technology? The main reason none of the IUC species ever bothered mining the asteroid belts of the Milky Way was because you were all so reliant on crystalline dark matter that you'd be stranded there if you tried. Taken aback by the blatant attempt to make him look primitive, Rash focused on the second human, and spoke with a smooth and soft voice befitting a dignitary. Oh, and what of your wars? Countless vessels forever locked in mindless combat. Ring a bell? Both humans looked at each other before struggling to hold in their laughter. Rash, bewildered, began, What? Only to be interrupted by the first guard. Are you by chance referring to the annual Terra Militarum tournament? The bewilderment in the arthropod's voice was noticeable, as he spoke his next words very slowly. The what? The second guard couldn't hold back a smirk. You see, good sir, our wars are nothing more than competitive sporting events. We've turned what you consider a destructive act into a form of entertainment. No lives lost, just a display of skill and strategy. The first guard added with a chuckle. We found more civilized ways to settle differences. It's a shame the IUC hasn't caught up to the concept of friendly competition. Rash, now thoroughly perplexed, stammered, But your militaristic display, the vast fleets. The second guard waved a dismissive hand. All for show, my dear representative. We've evolved beyond the need for actual conflict. Perhaps the IUC could learn a thing or two from our primitive approach. The two humans exchanged amused glances. leaving Shakrash speechless in the face of humanity's unexpected twist on interstellar relations.